Hello folks, and hello everybody. Well, I might just understand this. I think I have made a video. I think one of the vloggers that try not to ignore me or everything like that. You know, I have been such thing of a history buff right there, right? You know, the information age is awesome. Find out that I was thinking of creating the Black Econoline channel, but then after that, you know, this is just one idea that I have never ever thought for is, well, history in general. For all you notice, I think I need to thank this person, even though I'm trying to learn a third language that I don't understand, but I think this girl just put me out of this way of interest in what, history? Of course, history. What is, or what you considered real history facts and what I have noticed it. Well, this is just kudos to Yoko. I mean, from Random Yoko, that I saw your channel, and then these songs keep on in my head. What is it? What is it about? Well, I have no idea that what is going on here is kind of like, well, this is true. If there was this kind of Declaration of Independence, I mean, yeah, that Declaration of Independence, it was written here. It is true. It is happening. This is true. This is a true story. Now we're talking about as long as the British Empire has been controlled for so many years, so many, you know, occupations under British rule, you know, and what else that we fought for? Well, the main thing and the main reason I'll tell you about crumbling down the British control territories, you know, could be failure, could be successful stories. There has been so many successful stories, you know, of putting down the British Empire, and then it has happened so many times. It happened back then, and then tell you the first time in history. If it wasn't before Commodore Perry, if somebody had went to Japan before Commodore Perry, as for the exile, for the Declaration, fighting against the, you know, the American Revolution, you know, fighting for the American Revolution against the British, then we haven't been started like around a year or 10 years earlier. You know, there'll be the bicentennial celebration will be, I mean, the 200th anniversary will be celebrated around 1966 instead of 1976, because I just noticed it because of that, and that might happen. Yeah, well, definitely that has just came later on, about that Matthew C. Perry came to this about, but this conclusion is it was later on. It was later on in the history of this world, right? What we might say, if it has took such a long time that we have to face, it has started around 1875 to 1775 to 1783. You know, this what it is this revolutionary war. It has started. It started over there in Massachusetts, Boston Tea Party, and all that stuff. Well, it was a great time, and it was one thing that we all know in history, and then was history has starting off. It's like, can you imagine? Can you imagine for some people? I know I'm not. I was just studying the Japanese language, but once I used to be, you know, on and on and on, but not once I know about history. I think this is for Yoko. Thanks for these videos. Have you inspired me to check out history, actually, as you know, history of what we all learned, and not this made up stuff that it came down later on from the same people. I mean, being born in the US, the same people that we defeated for the Declaration of Independence, that has made up the story. What is going on here? Well, what is going on here is this. This would be that. What if we defeated the British? What we gonna have in common? You know, this is just like, we're not the ones having enslaved Indians. Those were the Confederates, not the Union, the Confederates. That's where it goes, right? It's to be like that. History has told us that since this revolution around Spain has involved, even France has helped the US in this American Revolutionary War from 1775 to 1783, where it ended, like probably late 1782, early 1783. That what is recognized at the Paris Peace Treaty, that the United States is a sovereign nation. You know, it's a sovereign nation freed from the British Empire. And sadly, we have this peace treaty with the British, and the British are our allies. You know, one thing for sure. One thing for sure, that, you know, we have to, like, you know, as the British, we're always controlling of every territory. We have to, like, follow them, and, you know, that's like, damn, what's going on in here? Are we going to get brainwashed by everybody else? You know, this is something really messed up. But I will tell you this: when we defeated the British by 1783, we noticed that the British Empire was defeated, and it's surely when they have the French Revolution, you know, that, let me tell you that George Washington was also a general and a soldier, and you know, it's like, same for some of you beloved Japanese YouTube viewers that you want to know about it. It's like saying having an emperor who is also a samurai, or a leader of the samurai, or a clan of the samurai, right? That's how George Washington is. Our first president might be our emperor that once as a commander of the samurai, you know, fighting it against the opposing people. But after that, later on in years, I heard so many things that this Matthew Perry later on has discovered and went to Japan. He went to Japan, and then this is where this discoveries in here of the, you know, discovering Japan and stuff, and this is where we have that Japan and the US are being allies. But that's one thing for sure. We may just threw 2 bombs, but that's the suck thing, because this is just one thing that everything else that's going by is all made up by one country that I think that the British has control of China. If China would have been smart and fight against the British by their own hands, then, you know, Hong Kong will never be under British rule. But it was 100 years, but that was an incident that did happen, that what has linked to the Nanking Massacre. If it did happen in China, if Japan has invaded, but, you know, this might be true or might not be true, but definitely I feel like it's happened that the British paid Rabe and the British paid this guy, and this is where the Battle of Hong Kong comes by. The Battle of Hong Kong is the same thing what have happened with the American Revolution. The only thing is that the Japanese have fought the British. You know, Canadians were there, but whatever happened, that is where I find out where I nailed the coffin. This is where I nail about the Nanking incident, as I believe it might be ended up with this kind of thing of whatever this may be, that the British had done something wrong, right? I mean, the British government, you know, I'm just saying governments just do change things in a way. What else would they do? What else? Oh, the Irish Republican Army has wanted to liberate that part of Ireland from Britain, and then this is where I think this this might be crazy, but I think history could change for the better. It's for the better of it. You know, I think history could change for better, for the better, because I think changing is the best part of, you know, choosing who is who, right? Just in case of Korea, you know, Korea was in Japanese control, and then they have come up and says, oh, look, they have to wanna take, you know, things away from Japan, or like the Lankaor Rock Islands or Takashima. Whoa, what if this? It will be. Maybe what if they decided to unite and be under British control? What if Korea be under British control? You know, this is where I could understand. The first thing what Japan needs to do is to have this Irish-Japan alliance, Irish-Japanese alliance, you know, to fight, to liberate, you know, to pay money, and then this is just a scarce that I hope their own government don't just pat on the British back, and, you know, so look what they're doing. They're supporting the Irish Republican Army. What it is that if Abbey and the Irish president could do things together to fight like the US has, like the Americans has did with the French when we fought the American Revolution War, you know, beat out the British. Same thing with the Irish and the Japanese. doing the same thing, to have the North be part of the Republic of Ireland. Japanese could be the best ally for the Irish to fight that. Yeah, that's it. And that's what it is to change things in history. I'm not saying that to myself, but I believe it's the best thing to do. It is the best thing to do because it is. And if I could tell you, what if Korea decided to be under British rule? What if they go to the International Court of Justice for those two little islands? You know what is the best solution? Fight. War. I hate to say this, but war ain't the answer, but sometimes it's necessary. War could be necessary because I'm saying peace is peace. How could you keep the peace when somebody want to take out another territory? I think if the United States are more concerned and then they have to fight together, I'm just say, I'm going to fight with you. I'm going to protect your territory. That means if Korea be part of Great Britain, then the United States could fight against the British, same like that happened back in from 1775 to 1783, but this time fight with the Japanese to protect two little islands known as Takashima or Dokdo. That means we defeat the British. Even if Korea were under British rule, that means there's a territory that belongs to them. And I think all things could change, but for everybody else, thanks. Yoko, thanks for reminding me that if your songs could be very political and controversial, this is history. What if Korea be under British rule? You know what? I think we could think of our heads. Let's think about the American Revolution, the American Revolutionary War. Like if Britain could go into retaliate and have Korea as part of them, no matter, we could fight a war against the British with the Japanese to protect a territory that belongs to our ally. And that territory belongs to our ally, defeat the British again with the Japanese, and then those two little rock islands or Langford rocks might belong to Japan if there is no evidence. So I think that's how it would go. And then the Irish-Japanese alliance should be set. Japan should choose Ireland as an ally because they need to fight together. And then every shenanigans to be respected. I believe that you gotta, stop supporting, don't agree with the British agrees. So I think let Northern Ireland be part of the Republic of Ireland. So let the Japanese and the Irish have an alliance to fight against, do the same thing. What we did with the French, with our alliance, to fight against the British. So that's my point of view. Thanks for you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything, Yoko from Random Yoko. I have read history and I know what history could change for the better. Bye.